Hey guys, how you going? Campbell here from Autodidactic, and I've just been checking out some maps and Google Earth and thought I would share. Okay, so here we are on Google Maps, and this is the UK, right? Ireland, England, and Scotland, and then we have Iceland over here, and then Greenland. Down here we have a little outcropping, the Faroe Islands, and over here we have the Shetland Islands up here. Shetland Islands, and so that's how we are shown, this part of the realm today. And I was looking at some old maps and found a few discrepancies. So this is the Urbano Monte map of 1587, the planisphere. It's actually a 10-foot map. So we can zoom in quite a bit, and this is the one with all this extra land around the outside of the realm, which many people think is the ice wall. I have heard people saying that this is supposed to represent other countries in the interior here in the known world, but that doesn't make much sense at all to me because they're not uniform, right? They're not like rectangles or arcs or anything. They look like drawn lands. So. Let me know what you think about that. Is it the ice wall or is it representing the inner lands? But anyway, let's zoom in to the Arctic. And here we are. This is the UK. We have Islander. This is Ingle. England is Ingle and Scotia, Scotland. And above this, we have these islands, which I'm pretty sure are the Shetlands. Then we have this big island, right? Landmass called Hitlandia. Next to that, we have Frisland, Frisland. And then up here, Islander, which is Iceland. And then if we come up the top, this is Greenland up here, Groenlandia. And look at Greenland and the shape of it, where it's heading. It's just going in a long line, right, around Hyperborea, which is here in the middle. So we've got a few more islands here than we do today. We have Hitlandia and Frisland. And when you do a search for Frisland, you get this map, a map of the island of Frisland. And as you can see, built out with old world cities. What's this called? Sanastol. The F's are pronounced as S's in these old maps. So Sanastol, down here, Okibar, Sorand, and these are on the island of Frisland, up here as well, right? More cities, and here's the capital, obviously, Frisland. So no ice, they got crops here, they're growing trees and crops, and they got all these cities and everything, boats coming into the harbors. So up in the Arctic, and there's a map of it without any ice on it. And this map is the publication date. It says 1525 to 1575. So they haven't got an actual specific date there. It says it's written in German. So there you go, Frisland. Now here we have a map published in 1570. And this again shows the same area. So up here we've got Sweden, Europe, and here we have the UK. So we've got Anglia, England, Hibernia, Ireland, and Scotia. Now here we have Shetland Islands. These are the Faroe Islands. And if we go over here, we have Frisland, okay, with all the towns on it. And, we've got Sanastol here, Okibar, like we did on the map, Frisland here. Okay, so an island not frozen. And up above Friesland, we have the island, because that's an S, remember, island of Thule or Thule. I think it's pronounced Thule, but Thule, Thule, right? And again, not frozen. We have cities in here, we have rivers, and then above that we have Greenland, and again, it's going sideways. All right, so in this one, and then in a lot of old maps, you also see this one, Grockland, which is a different landmass to Greenland or Groenland. And in this one, we don't seem to have Iceland. Okay, so if we look at this, let's see UK, Shetland Islands, Faroe Islands, and Thule. And if we flip back to Google Earth, down here we have England, Scotland, Shetland Islands are up here. I believe that's Shetland, yep. And here we have the Faroe Islands, and this is Iceland. So the Faroe Islands, as you can see, are sitting on this big landmass that we can see underneath it. So was this landmass originally Hitlandia, as we saw on the old planisphere map from the 1500s? Because it looks like it was a much bigger landmass, right? Uh, um, the strangest thing here is obviously Greenland, right? I mean, what's going on there? Look at the size of it, and it's coming downwards, right? And of course, this is Google Earth, right? This is not photos or anything. This is made up from their maps. And we know that on the maps that we have today, the standard ones, that Greenland is the wrong size. It's the wrong size. And that's because when they turn a flat plane into a globe, everything gets distorted by size. So is this the real size and shape of Greenland? I mean, we don't know, right? Because as far as we know from all the old maps, there's more land up here, or at least was more land. So there might be a lot more area up here, right? But anyway, so that's the strangest thing is Greenland. But we have this, we have Iceland here, and then we have the Faroe Islands, which look like that's the top of the old landmass of Hitlandia. So as you can see here on the map, England, Scotland, and just here, Hitlandia, we've got a big landmass where the Faroe Islands are. Then we have Friesland and Ireland. Now, Friesland seems to be where Iceland is. Islandia, it's now Iceland. I do find it interesting that it says tile here, very close to Thule, and Friesland, right? Frieslandia. And up here is Greenland, way up the top. So something's going on here, right? Because if we come back to this map, Hitlandia is gone on this. This is 50 years after, I think, the planisphere. We have Friesland still there, which basically is where they show Iceland today. Then we have the island of Thule, and then Greenland, and we have no Iceland. So Thule, okay, is that now Iceland? And where's Thule? Well, Thule is now on Greenland. Okay, if we go Thule Greenland search, it will take us in to Greenland. All right. I'm not, this must be in another language. It's called Quanak or something. Kanak. But basically, that's where it is today. And as you know, they tell us it's covered in ice, right? Way up in the Arctic. You can't go there. It's just used for research and all this kind of stuff. So Thule is now in Greenland, and this is Iceland, which in those earlier maps is called Thule. So what's going on here is all I can think of is that Greenland, what we're calling Greenland today, is actually what was Iceland in the old maps. And Iceland is what was Thule. And then we seem to have lost an island here. So see this one, we've got that's Hitlandia, that's the one that's sunk and turned into the Faroe, Frisland and Iceland. And that they're kind of where Iceland and Greenland are today, right? And Greenland's way up here in the Arctic. Is that where it still is? Who knows? Just asking questions. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. But then when we look at this map, it's all reversed again, right? We've got Frisland here, and now we've got Thule, and we've got no Iceland. We have Groenland up here, Greenland. So I'm just wondering, I know that, obviously the water levels have changed here. This is the side of Canada, basically. That's basically an archipelago now. As you can see, that was a big piece of land. But what's happened here? All right. What do you think? Like, could this be what they're telling us is Greenland and this Iceland? So they've changed the names because Frisland is gone. We have Friesland, which is a region of the Netherlands, I believe. It's not the same name. It's Fries, like Frei, Friesland. And then we have Frisland. So all very interesting, but I did find this as well. Thule of the island in the Arctic, basically, right? Glaciers. And this again, I can't read this. This is, I think it's German, they said. But look, here we have this island of Thule. Again, and this time the same story, right? No ice, right? We've got flowing water, we've got rivers, we've got towns here or cities. Holland and Kreuzberg, Saxa, Gentiala. So we've got, a land here, right, that's built out called Thule. But now they tell us Thule is a part of Greenland. And back here, Thule is its own island. And on this map, you can see we have some of the same towns here. We have this Kreuzberg, we have Holland. I can't remember all the ones that we saw. What have we got here? Valen, Bergen. And here back on Thule, we have Holland, Kreuzberg. What was the other one? Bergen. I can't see Bergen here anywhere. Vespia. But at least two towns. Oh, there's Bergen there. There you go. So we have the same towns, right? The same cities marked on this map of Thule as we do have in the map of the Arctic that shows Thule as one of the islands. So what's going on here, do you think? It's just an anomaly. I haven't worked this one out yet. So please leave me your thoughts in the comments. What do you think is going on here? Look, I'd say Hitlandia is definitely sunk and become the Faroe Islands. Frisland, they just seem to be changing the names around. All right, Iceland is Thule in some maps by the looks of it. And Frisland becomes Iceland. And Frisland is in some of the maps. It's gone today. And Greenland is a completely different landmass in these old maps, the 1500s maps. So obviously a lot of change has gone on in the realm much more recently than we've been told. But it looks like Frisland has become Iceland. And does that mean Iceland has become Greenland? And is that why we get tile on here, which is close to Thule? Because Thule, as you saw on Google Maps, is a town on today's Greenland. So it's all very confusing, but let me know your thoughts in the comments. And we also have this, right? The Virago Whirlpool. That's interesting too, but this is a really interesting map. Check it out, davidrumsey.com. You scroll to the bottom of the first page where it's called Urbano Monte's Planisphere. So just a quick little video there, guys, on just what I've been looking into, disappearing islands, and looks like they're changing their names, right? Changing the names to protect the guilty. All right, hope you enjoyed that one. Have an amazing day. Thanks for spending some time with me, and I'll see you all on the next upload. Bye for now.
Remember, in the end, nobody wins unless everybody wins. Come on!